Hey everyone! Today I just wanted to do a quick sort of update video following up on a video that I did probably close to 2 years now, maybe a year and a half, of my anxiety and how I deal with my anxiety and sort of what I was going through at that time. So I wanted to do this update video because when I left off, I was kind of in the middle of figuring out how to best deal with it, and I just wanted to sort of talk about my sort of experience and journey over the past year and a half. So I am happy to report that my anxiety is so much better than it was a year and a half, 2 years ago. And the main and pretty much, well, not the only, I'd say the main reason for this is I started anxiety meds about a year and a half ago to 2 years ago, and it is absolutely night and day the difference that it's made. Not only that, but around the same time that I started, the doctors finally were able to balance out my calcium levels, and also I think my thyroid levels finally sort of balanced out from having my thyroid surgery. But the main reason that my anxiety has gotten so much better is because I started medication for it. So the one that I'm on now is called Cipralex, and I'm on the lowest dose right now. Sometimes during the winter, like last winter, I went up to 20 milligrams just because I do tend to get seasonal depression and stuff like that. And also this time of year is really hard for me because it's when my dad was going through his whole cancer thing and ended up passing away. So this whole time is usually just not good for me. But yeah, it is absolutely 100% better than it was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was suffering from daily panic attacks, general anxiety, just like literally feeling anxious 24/7, literally. And the panic attacks that I was having were multiple times a day, and a lot of my anxiety, like I knew my anxiety was bad, but like, it's hard to say that I didn't even realize how bad it was because I know it was bad. Like, I knew it was bad, but it was even worse than I even knew. Once I was able to get onto the medication, and it took like about maybe a month or two for me to really like realize the effects that it was having. But it was really bad before. I was constantly worried that there was something wrong with me, that I was sick, that I still had cancer, that I had something new. And so the panic attacks that I would have were kind of like multi-level. So I'd have like maybe once a day, usually at night, like full-blown panic attack where like it was hard to breathe, I felt dizzy, I felt nauseous, like, it was a severe panic attack. But then throughout the day, what I didn't realize was that I was having a series of sort of like smaller panic attacks. And that was when I would just have the feeling of something was wrong, something wasn't right, I didn't feel well, I didn't feel like myself. And another thing that I would experience quite often was I would just be, enjoying my day, and then all of a sudden I'd get the thought in my head of, I just have a feeling that I'm going to die. Like, it was different than just like an immediate panic of, I don't feel well, I think that there's something wrong with me. This was different than, I just get like these thoughts in my head of, like, I could be out at the movies just enjoying a movie with Dale, and I'd just be sitting there and I just get the feeling of, I don't think I'm gonna live very long. I don't think, I'm going to be here in a year or in a couple months or something. And those thoughts obviously did not make me feel good, but I didn't realize that those thoughts were my anxiety. I just thought like, it's just like, I don't know why, but it didn't click in my head that that was related to the anxiety. I just thought like, oh, I just like get these thoughts or whatever. But since being on the anxiety meds, like I realize now like, oh, that was due to my anxiety. Which is great because those thoughts like sucked having those, like just, because then you kind of convince yourself like, well, why am I having these thoughts? Like, you know, is there something wrong? Like, do I know, like, does my mind just know something? And it just kind of make you feel like sucky, you know? But since being on the anxiety meds, like, it's crazy. You know, I wouldn't say that, like, I have, like, zero... Hey, Ozzy, stop eating the plants. I wouldn't say that I have, like, zero anxiety. I definitely have zero sort of, like, everyday general anxiety. You know, I still get anxious from time to time, or, you know, I worry about things, or I get anxious about things, but I don't have just a general, like, level of anxiety 24/7. I also don't get severe panic attacks like I did before. Like I said, I don't have like sort of the self-talk and the thoughts that I used to have. I don't have any sort of the OCD tendencies that I had. I'm not focused and fixated on my health and always thinking that I'm dying or I have cancer or, you know, there's something majorly wrong with me. And I just, you know, generally feel better. And, you know, I'm not so quick to become anxious. Like before, it was like anything could like set me off. Like my threshold from being like okay and calm to being like full-blown anxiety, heart beating like 150 times a minute, sweating, all that sort of stuff. Like that was so easy to be like quickly set off. And now it's like non-existent. I can't even remember like the last time, you know, I was in a situation where, you know, my anxiety was set off or I, you know, started to feel super nervous about things, you know, about going out and doing whatever. So yeah, so I just kind of wanted to give you guys an update about that, and hopefully sort of maybe give a little bit of information if you're someone who struggles with anxiety yourself and has been thinking about maybe trying medication. I know for me, it was always a scary thing to, for some reason, to, you know, think of the idea of starting medication. I don't know why. You know, I kind of had a sense of, well, I should be able to deal with this myself, but it just got to a point where I just knew that that wasn't possible. So I am extremely happy that I started the medication. I am still on it. You know, I've thought about going off of it. But I think in the meantime, I'm going to stick on it just for a little while longer and then maybe try going off of it. I'm not sure, but I'm really happy being on it. And, you know, I'm back to my normal self, which is really nice. So if you guys have any questions, I really just wanted to do sort of a quick sort of update video and just get my thoughts and everything out to you guys. So if you have any questions that you'd like me to answer, feel free to leave your question down in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer it. And yeah, so if you like the video, give the video a thumbs up. And if you're not already a subscriber, please make sure to subscribe. So thank you guys so much for joining me this week, and I hope to see you all next time. Bye!